Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to do the return of the Dragon Ball Super English dub episode 92 review. So, we are back and doing this review better than ever, people. Better than ever. So, it's back. It's been a long time since I've done any reviews, quite frankly, not just Dragon Ball Super, any reviews with stuff that had happened. Just couldn't do it, you know. But we're doing it. Hopefully, I'll be able to do this more on a regular basis. You know, we're going to get this going, you know what I'm saying? So let's get this started. Like I said, it's the new format of the review, and doing it back the way I originally did it in the beginning, and hopefully it's, you know, get you guys. Like I said, hopefully I can do more. I'm planning on, like I said, doing the movie review for Super. So you know, let's hope we get this done. But so with that being said, this is episode 92. So there's a lot of things that have obviously happened since I did my last review, but if you haven't been following me, I've been doing reactions to pretty much all the episodes since then. So I've been keeping up, obviously, on Dragon Ball Super because, you know, it's Dragon Ball. You know, based off of, you know, from the Dragon Ball Z stuff, and Dragon Ball Z is my all-time favorite show. So yeah. So we're gonna start off with this. This basically, it's they're gathering the team for the Tournament of Power, and a lot of new characters, a lot of new cats coming into this whole thing, not in this figurative speech. So the episode is basically starting off with Majin Buu is basically asleep, and like he's supposed to be on the team for Team Universe 7, and he's like gonna be asleep, I guess, for the next 2 months is what we're gathering. Hercule is trying to get him up, can't get him up, tries everything. Beerus is frustrated. If you guys watched my reaction, I was like, you know, why doesn't Beerus just punch him in the stomach? I still stand by that. I don't understand why Beerus just didn't go there and just punch him in the goddamn stomach. And I do believe, yes, it would have worked. Some person in the chat was saying it wouldn't have worked. Yes, it would have, because he's multiple times stronger than him, so it would have worked. Doesn't do that though. Goku tries to wake him up, can't wake him up. Like Beerus, or like everyone just pretty much tried to wake. Like Goku tried to wake him up, it didn't work, obviously. So there was no luck there with that. They're basically gonna try to figure out, like, well, what are we gonna do now? Like Gohan is the leader for some reason. I mean, Gohan is the smartest character in the show, obviously. Actually, I shouldn't say he's the smartest, since Bulma would probably be the smartest, actually, but he's one of the smartest, if you know what I mean. So because of that, Goku decided to make him the leader of the team. I do disagree with this, because even though he's the more smarter character, Goku is the more intelligent fighter. So I kind of disagreed with Goku on that one, but got to go with his gut, you know what I'm saying? Because he is that superhero fighter, you know what I'm saying? He's got to do what's right for the universe, people. This is all about the universe. Because he's the hope of the universe. So they got to find out, like, what they're gonna do, and so then next we have Top, you know, the guy who tried to make Goku out to being a villain when we all know he's the hope of the universe, at least of Universe 7. Um, he's trying to recruit this one-eyed guy who had saved someone, saved a cat in the previous episode there. Um, Eventually he gives in to it because he respects Top and whatnot there. Nothing really need to know about that fool. Just the fact that they're just a bunch of idiots that want to be superheroes that try to attack Goku's integrity. You know what I'm saying there? You just don't have to really worry about him. You know what I mean there? So, basically that's really just typical fake hero stuff, I guess. They're talking about stupid, shit, these pretenders trying to be heroes when they're lying about the real superhero, which is Goku. You know what I mean there? So yeah, there's that. He just basically, gives them the little pep talk on why he should be there, instead on on their universe team or whatever, and he joins. That's about it for that. Scene. Then after that is over with, you go back to where the real superheroes are at. You got Hercule freaking saying that he's gonna join now and replace Boo. Freaking Goku basically tells him all the stuff, why it's not gonna probably work for you to fight, but you can just steal a freaking credit, and say that you were the one involved, even though you weren't, you freaking faker. They're gonna do that with Hercule, you know what I mean there. Yeah. So that doesn't really go well for Hercule. Again, Goku talks to Beerus. We can't get anything done, so that's basically where the standstill is for them to try and get him to do it, which they're not going to be able to. Gohan basically, says, if he can't find, if he can't find someone to do it, if Goku can't get him to wake up, that he's gonna have to find the person himself or another person himself. And Piccolo's like, well, if not, then we can just have 9. And he's like, no, that's not how it works this time, because if the Grand Zeno wants 10 competitors, he has to have it or we're gonna lose, so automatically. So that's basically what happens in that whole effect is they basically have no choice. They have to have 10 fighters on the team, and so Beerus is all pissed. Luis is holding him back and tells him how he's a hypocrite because of decades of sleeping that he had. So I personally think Beerus should have just punched him in the stomach, but I mean, that's just me. So then we get a scene from Universe 3. And Universe 3 is, I guess, the robot universe or something. So the robots, I swear, when I first seen them, I thought it was Gyro from GT, or it was supposed to be some spin-off of Gyro from GT or something like that. Because, I mean, the way that was set up, it just kind of felt like that, and they kind of have similar people like that in Xenoverse. They kind of have similar robot drones that kind of look like Gyro. So I thought it was gonna be some type of thing like that. Now, if you guys watched my reaction to the episode. I had said that I felt that, well, aren't these robots considered tools? Like, aren't they considered, like, outside help, because it's not really like an actual, like, person or human, or a real thing. It was like a creation type thing. Before you say anything about the androids, technically the androids, like, are cyborgs, even though they're called androids. For anyone who doesn't know, are the androids are created. They were humans. They were humans first, and they were turned into robots. That's cyborgs, but we call them androids because Terminators call their cybernetic organism cyborgs. So I mean, we can when they're really androids, but that's how we get it. But in this case, though, in Universe 3, though, it's different, though, because it seems, at least from what I gathered from what they were saying, is that they were, actual robots, not like actual created, like, not actual, like, people that were legitimately born. They were like creations. So to me, that's tools. Like, that should be considered tools, right? Like, so I don't think they should count. Like, I don't know if that's a plot hole, or if that's just, I don't know, maybe they didn't explain it good enough, but there was some confusion with that. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that, I don't know. I was saying that maybe those should be considered tools. But they show, like, basically how these robots things are basically going to, like, protect them from not being eliminated, because you can't kill your opponents. Like, you have to, like, or you'll be disqualified if you kill your opponent. You have to, like, eliminate him from the ring or knock him out. But, like, well, it's basically just the ring out, basically, most part, because it's a royal battle. So it really is, at this point, the ring out. I don't think it's really going to be for knockout. I think it could be for knockout too, but you can't kill them. So yeah, but you can't kill them. So it would be better for you to. It would be better strategy-wise to get them out of the ring rather than knock them out, because you don't want to kill them inadvertently, especially if you're really strong. So I'm thinking that more people are going to try to throw them out of the ring rather than try to, knock them out, because if they knock them out and they accidentally kill them, then they get disqualified. So I think that's what everyone's strategy is going to be, is going to try to, like, throw them out of the ring. And so that's why they decided these robots were going to be designed with these arms that can, like, save them from getting eliminated from the ring. And also, if their arms get broken, then they can just use this succular magnetizing thing, basically, to save them. So that's kind of where they were going with Universe 3 and their, Gyro type robots that technically really shouldn't count, but they're going to. Because so next we have Cabba, who is, like, basically going to be training Cauliflower to become a Super Saiyan. That is the next scene. So Cabba is basically trying to, like, explain to her how to become a Super Saiyan. Okay, by the way, Cauliflower's the new character. I mean, she was introduced a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't review this. So, I never really gave my true thoughts on Cauliflower. I do like this because it is a Saiyan female. I feel like a Saiyan female is well freaking overdue. I always wanted Pan to be a Super Saiyan because she was a Saiyan in GT, and she never became a Super Saiyan. So I do feel that this was something that definitely was deserving for this to happen. I always, like, as a kid, always wondered why a female couldn't become a Super Saiyan. Like, because it was always the guys and stuff like that. I always wondered because, like, especially with Pan, I always wondered why, like, a female could never become a Super Saiyan. And there was always, like, we always talk, like, even my brother and I, we would always talk about that, like, why a female could never become a Super Saiyan. Like, you see, even when you watch the Broly special, it's like, the other character, one girl's in there, it's like, can't go Super Saiyan, it's like, and then Pan never became a Super Saiyan, which I thought that should have happened in GT. That would probably have really saved GT too if they had made Pan a Super Saiyan, because like it would have been different. Like, but so my overall thoughts on Cauliflower is I do like the idea of female Super Saiyan. We're getting them in the video games now with like Xenoverse and stuff like that, so why not do it here? Especially you have a Universe 6 where you have other Saiyans and stuff like that. Most of them are alive, so why not have a female Super Saiyan? Well, we didn't know she was a Super Saiyan until this episode because she hadn't unlocked it until this episode, which we're going to get to right now. But pretty much I was pretty confident that she was going to become a Super Saiyan because, I mean, why not? Like, at this point, like, you introduce her and she's not going to become a Super Saiyan? Like, really? Like, so Cabba and, so like I said, Cabba and Cauliflower, it's kind of interesting combination, by the way. So, basically, he like trains her by basically saying that you have to tap into an anger or whatever, because that's how Vegeta taught him. It was kind of quite interesting how this was all explained, because obviously, Vegeta did this, but before that, we never really seen people do it this way. I mean, we had seen Goku train Gohan in the hyperbolic time chamber to get Super Saiyan, but I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on before she got to that point. With Cauliflower here, she took an insult, like, he gave her an insult, a couple insults here. Didn't really, she got pissed by it, but he said, this is, kind of what they taught me to do it. He said, this only, you have to do it this way first before you unlock it, before you can do it with your middle part of your back, because he said, you have to put the stress in the middle part of your back, but the thing is you have to do it this way first before you can unlock it like this. So, that's how I explained it, but then, of course, she just tries to do it with, her back, and they actually show it, which, again, is really kind of weird, because they didn't show this when Vegeta was training him, but they do this, and she becomes Super Saiyan, like, right away, and, she's like, oh, well, I think I can beat you now, and he basically says, I wouldn't doubt it. So that all happens, and then she introduces another female Saiyan, and she basically says that she is next, and also she does say that she's going to join the team, that she's not going to even have to think about it, that she will join the team. So that's cool. It's pretty fascinating, actually, how this all turned out. I am curious how these two became Super Saiyan so goddamn quick. I mean, she literally, on her first attempt, became a Super Saiyan, which I think is kind of a little bull. But, especially since for anyone who doesn't know, from the last few episodes when Cauliflower was introduced, she had claimed that she didn't even know what a Super Saiyan was until he had talked about it to her. So, to me, it's like, what? How do you not know? How do you not know what a Super Saiyan is? You've been doing this for how long now? Like, what is with you people? Not knowing how to be a Super Saiyan. So, there was that whole issue. I should also note that Caulifla also showed off an energy blast, like, into the sky, and, Caulifla's friend that she's bringing on the team seems quite much more shy than Caulifla herself, so there's kind of like um, a different situation, if you ask me, in this whole two relationship, in terms of personalities. But then we get back to Earth, and you see Goku coming back after not being able to get Majin Buu to wake up. And this is where the episode really kind of gets really stupid, I think, in terms of a plot standpoint. And I'll explain it in what I think was stupid about this whole scene. But so Goku comes back. Actually, I should mention, because this leads up this, and this is actually before the cauliflower scene. But Piccolo, everyone's there except for Android 17. And Vegeta. Vegeta actually breaks the hyperbolic time chamber too, by the way, again. And Piccolo's like, "You better not break the hyperbolic time chamber again." And they then show Vegeta break the hyperbolic time chamber. And this, to me, right here, that when he broke that hyperbolic time chamber, I don't know about you guys, but I had a Bruce Falconer Hellbell in my head right there. Like, that would have been the perfect scene for that to have been shown. Like it was all silence and it just looked so stupid. Like, it would have been so epic if Falconer's music was right there with the Hellbells. A Falconer production. It would have been just so epic. I mean, I was just so salty because that just looked so dumb. This whole scene with no music there was just so dumb. That would have been a perfect scene for it. But anyways, so then what happens is like they show a scene of Master Roshi, being like free of his one weakness, when that's girls, hot girls, and he finally gets free of it, and literally like like, I feel so bad for her, that like she literally is like like just out of it. She is like out of it after this. She is gone, like done. Like she's like knocked out after this, like, because she's like in this whole transformation. I can only imagine what Master Roshi did to her while she was in this girl transformation form. So Krillin blurbs out the whole thing about the 10 million Zenny, and Piccolo's like, 10 million Zenny? What are you talking about? Goku said there's 10 million Zenny, and Piccolo's like, well, he lied then, and then again, they show the Vegeta thing, and then they go out of that. But then, getting back to when Goku gets back, this is where I get pissed off about this whole scene, is that Goku basically gets shitted on by everyone about them not knowing, or not telling them that the universe was, universe was, at stake or whatever, and there was no prize money in this. And, Bulma says, Krillin and 18's going to drop out because, there's no prize money in this, and, they're not going to do it. And, Krillin then gives all this whole sympathy talk about how you should have told us. We've been best friends for years and whatnot. And I'm almost thinking to myself, because they then say that Gohan was doing it to protect everyone. And I'm most freaking thinking to myself, are you guys stupid or something? Like, Gohan... This was Gohan's plan. Like, Goku wanted to tell them, but Gohan insisted that no one should know. Like, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, Gohan should be getting shitted on, not Goku. Goku didn't do shit wrong. I mean, what kind of bullshit is this? Like, that's what I don't get about that whole scene. It's like, they try to, like, pander out that Gohan was, the nice one of it, but it was his idea. It wasn't Goku's idea. It wasn't Goku's idea. And he's the leader. Gohan is the leader. Like, right? So he should be taking the heat, but yet Gohan's just sitting back there and doing nothing. And, like, just acting all nervous. Like, I'm like, why the frig is Goku getting the blame for it? That was the thing that pissed me off about that scene. It's like, that didn't make any logical sense. Like, and then they were trying to say, oh, how about this Zenny, and I'll get this Zenny, and then he couldn't promise any of that stuff. And then Krillin, then they do the whole thing where Goku is like, so you wouldn't have gotten mad if I told you? And he's like, no, I would have definitely dropped out, or whatever. I'm not going to be doing this. And then, freaking Beerus then comes in and is like, oh, yes, you are, because if you don't, I'm going to basically throw you out of existence. Like, he had the whole Hawkeye thing ready. Like, and the girl was like, oh, okay, it's not like, so you'll join us? Like, well, it's not like I have a choice, when you got, like, a god on your tail like that, threatening you. It's like, I'm like, dude, really? Like, that whole scene didn't make sense. It literally didn't make sense. Like, I mean, the whole, I don't know what anyone else thinks about it, but to me, that scene just didn't make sense, because it was Gohan's idea. Like, if you go back to the episodes, like when they started doing this whole recruiting thing for the tournament, Gohan literally was the one who came up with this idea, not Goku. Like, and yet Goku is the one that gets harassed for it. Like, what the frig? Like, why isn't Gohan getting harassed for it? Like, the entire time. They justify why Gohan was allowed to do it, even though this was literally his entire idea, and that's why Goku went along with it. Like, I mean, like, that's just, that's just so dumb. But Beerus then, like, is like, okay, so now he's got Krillin, right? So 18's like, well, I'm still not going to compete. 18's not going to still compete, unless she gets some prize money. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, well, why doesn't Beerus just threaten 18 right now? Like, why doesn't Beerus just threaten 18 right now? Like, he just did it to Krillin. Like, why the hell doesn't he just do the same to, like, 18? But, of course, Bulma just basically says, fine, anybody that wants 10 million Zenny, you will get it. Just promise that you frickin' save our universe, basically. There was also a scene, too, I forgot to mention, Android 18's kid, was with Kid Trunks and Gotenks, and they went to go see Bulma's new baby as well. So there was that, too, as a little extra tidbit. But yeah, that was basically the final scene of the episode. It ends, well, actually, I'm sorry. You got to get to the ending. I completely almost forgot about that. Let's get to the ending. Okay, so the ending is where, they still are down one fighter, basically. They're still down one fighter. So, with Boo sleeping. So Goku, or not Goku, Beerus, is like, other than the people here on Earth, there's no decent fighters around here in the universe, it seems, and so at the end, he basically, says, you guys shouldn't have taken out the Frieza Force. And so then Goku is like, well, why not just bring Frieza back then, as our 10th fighter? Which just shocked the living crap out of me, because I was like, why the hell would he want to recruit Frieza? This guy is the guy that, like, 2 times tried to just, well, I mean, destroyed Namek, and then of course tried to destroy Earth, and the future Trunks had to come in to do it, and then you have it again in Revival F, and so I'm thinking, like, why would he want to bring him back? Like, you know, I mean, to be fair, the Beerus will. I mean, to be fair, it was kind of Beerus's idea. He kind of baited everyone into that one, but I mean, how the hell is Frieza gonna work? Frieza just wants to kill everybody. Like, how are we gonna get Frieza to literally not kill somebody in the tournament? Like, it just doesn't make sense here. Like, I don't know what everyone's thinking. Like, everyone's going on Bizarre World. I mean, we're gonna really revive this guy back. Like, can we make, like, can they do that whole deal where it's just like they bring him back for a day or whatever, or is that not allowed since he's a villain? Because I don't feel like he should be brought back. Well, he can't be brought back from the Earth Dragon Balls anyways. He can't be brought back from the Earth Dragon Balls anyways. They'd have to bring him back with the Namek Dragon Balls because he was wished back with the Earth Dragon Balls, you know, for Revival of F. So they would have to use the Namek Dragon Balls if they were going to bring him back. But honestly, I don't think they should. But that is how the episode actually ends. My thoughts. The whole Frieza thing, I think, is kind of weird. Beerus suggested it, and then Goku was like, "Oh, let's do it." You know, I don't like that. And I especially don't like the scene before that with the whole, you know, basically all the heroes getting mad at Goku when they should have been mad at Gohan, since he was the mastermind behind that idea, not Goku. So I don't get the whole, like, oh, we're gonna hate on Goku bullshit, you know, here because, like, you know, it was Gohan's idea to begin with. You know, like seriously. Like, you know, Gohan, you are the leader. You are the leader of this team. You are the one who came up with this idea. You need to take that heat. You need to take that heat. And he didn't do that. He didn't do that. He sat back there. You could see him. You seen him when they showed the scene. He was all nervous and shit like that. That's some bullshit right there. That is some bullshit right there. He should have taken the heat for that. I also want to talk about one more thing that I should have talked about at the beginning of the video, but I'll talk about it now. Is I also want to give a good shout out about this, that the theme song was sung by an English, I believe it was an English singer, because it seemed very fluent and you could understand the words. Like, you didn't have to put your ear up to the TV screen to understand what English they were speaking in, because it's really hard. You know, sometimes the Japanese singers will sing it in English, and I'm glad that they try to do that, but a lot of times when they sing it in English, it just doesn't come out fluent correctly, and you just really can't understand what they're saying, and you have to really go up their ear. Like, the last couple of seasons when they were doing this, it was like, you know, for the past couple of seasons, it just didn't work, and so I'm glad. I mean, today was the first time they showed, like, the full, or not today. I mean, this episode was the first episode where they showed the entire theme song, and not a shortened cut version, like they normally do for all their titles, Toonami, or all their anime titles they do typically now with Toonami. So it was pretty good. You could understand the English lyrics to it, and I'm really glad that Funimation actually decided to do this, unlike the first couple of seasons where we kind of struggled to figure out what they were saying, and sometimes they didn't even do it altogether. So yeah, very happy about that. The ending credits are always in English. They're very well done for the most part. Yeah, overall the episode was pretty good. Well, I should say it was not the best episode. I got to give it some credit. I mean, but I mean the ending scenes really made it. It really dimmed it, because plot wise and common sense wise, I should say. and of course the Frieza whole idea of bringing him back as as the 10th member to me is just seems kind of ridiculous. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Comment right if you like this video, my interviews. Please subscribe. That is about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku. I'm out of here. Peace.